welcome to this week's video where we are going to be drawing some fan art, going through the anatomy that I've been studying recently, and we're going to apply it into a drawing which has a background and lighting, color scheme, etc. etc. I'm very excited to be drawing this because this fan art is after a movie called Ballerina, and it's been a while since I watched it, and I think it's quite an amazing movie. So my goal for the pose in this drawing is to make it feel very free. The movement should be very liquid like, and so that's why I'm going to be drawing a sketch for this. That's not the only reason either. It's also because that the clothing in this piece is going to be very tight fitted, and I honestly think if the clothing is going to be tight fitted, then it's going to show more of the anatomy, and that means the anatomy needs to be accurate. And to ensure that it's accurate, I'm just going to be using a sketch. I don't want any mistakes that affect the final piece. And so, yeah, one of my favorite things about this drawing would be the background, which you'll be get to see in a while. Honestly, I went through a big process of deciding what the background should be for this drawing because I had a vision, and when I converted that vision into onto the canvas, it did not look so great. So I had to brainstorm something else. So it's also been a while since I've drawn the face at this from this angle. I have no idea why. Maybe because it's just a face position that not many usually draw too much. But it's actually one of the easiest if you think of it. If you think of the face structure, it's just pretty easy, but I feel like I could do a little bit more studying regarding that. So maybe you'll get to see a little bit more of it in the future. Not just this position, others as well. Drawing the face in total is a little bit challenging for me, and I never really took in too much thought about it because it's usually very simple. But to make your piece look more better, more artistic, I guess you gotta do I personally think that I'm gonna look through it a little bit more. So in this piece there are two characters. They're both the same. There are two people, but they're both the same character from the movie called Ballerina, and one is her future self, the one is her past self of, and this drawing is supposed to show like her journey. I'm not sure if it's only me, but I really don't like drawing on a horizontal canvas. But I tried to convert this piece into a vertical one, but it just did not fit. So I was like, okay, it's okay. We'll just try to do whatever it takes to make this piece not suck. So this is the first background that I had in mind. It's not bad, but when you think of it, why is she dancing away from the crowd? Okay, so I changed it later, and plus I wasn't a real fan of the small curtain piece in the back. This is where I started coloring in the block colors, the base colors for the character. One thing I was really looking forward to was coloring the shoes because they're kind of like a very pretty red. I wanted more of the attention to go onto her future self character. I wanted the past self to be like a ghost, a memory that she still treasures because in the movie a lot happened, and I feel like that's a really important part of a story as well. That's why I wanted to include it into this piece, not only because uh it I wanted to make a journey drawing, but also because when I first thought of making a fan art of this piece, I thought the most important thing to this character was who she is, where she came from. So I thought I had to include some part of that into this piece. I am so happy with how I draw the background, the texture, the trees. They are all, I think they're like cardboard like, but it still looks very textured, and I love it. I love it so much. Here's the speed paint where you'll be able to see probably how I did the background and all the details, because I used a variety of brushes, the airbrush and some textured brush, some soft textured brush, I think. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put them up here. And I'm absolutely in shock. I think what really topped it off was the fact that I added some Gaussian blur the more far back it went, and that just looked amazing. Honestly, when I first started doing it, I was like, oh no, how am I gonna do this? But as I just let myself draw and draw, I trusted the process, literally, and it turned out so beautiful. I really like the little gold things on the front. I have no idea what they are, but they're pretty. Here you can see the details of her dress. I think towards the end, it is a little bit crowded, but honestly, that crowdedness gives it a unique feature that I honestly quite enjoy looking at. Like, because I have the original piece, you can zoom in and see how clear each detail is, and that's just the most satisfying part, to be honest. I obviously had to add some rim lighting, and I forgot to add the tiara at the start of the drawing, so I did that just now to make sure that the details of her past self were correct. I increased the opacity, and then after I finished it, I reduced it again. Here, just some liquefying, and that's it. That's the entire drawing. I'm so happy with the result, and I hope you guys are too. If you do like this drawing, do consider liking and subscribing to this channel because I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you all next week. Bye!